welcome back to Innovate Africa, and this week we discuss financial inclusion. It's a buzzword, everybody uses it, but how is it implemented on the African continent? Well, there is a company called Vault22. They're probably one of a handful, if not the only business on the continent doing financial inclusion the way they are. Benito Mable, thank you very much for taking the time. Thank you for joining us on Innovate Africa. Let's talk about Vault22 and specifically the business that you're in.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. So Vault22 is in the business of helping people live a better financial life. And we do that by aggregating all your financial holdings into one unified platform, give you context, insights, where your money goes, what's coming in, and when you plan for any goal, how do you meet those goals sooner? By putting into more financial services products to help you get there. That's who we are.
All right, so what differentiates Vault22 from other businesses on the African continent who might be doing something similar?
We've searched high and low. There is no platform as unique as Vault22. What differentiates us globally is our ability to not only aggregate all your financial holdings in one place, but to give you access to the cutting edge tools, the technology, and for goals planning, as well as access to products to help you meet those goals sooner. We've not seen anyone bringing all of this together into one unified platform to help people address their challenges. It's a fantastic question. Wealth means multiple things to multiple people. Anything that has monetary value, we can ascribe a value to it, and by virtue of doing that, we can actually put that on the platform and make it count towards your net worth. So whether it's a classic car, a gold watch that is passed down to you from generations, there's a value associated with that, and we can account for that.
Now, I'm really interested in your personal journey and how that intersects with that of Vault22.
Certainly. I started off selling hair products door to door. I've always grown up in sales and then got into corporate life, but will always have this hunger to be an entrepreneur. So meeting SE Ventures and Next 176 brought this together, which means we brought 22/7, which was backed by Next 176, Autumn, which was backed by SE Ventures together, and we've now created this platform called Vault22, which is now a financial fitness platform, we call it today.
Now, a lot of founders don't realize that ideas evolve. They have an initial idea, they want to be married to that particular idea. So let's talk about your initial idea, where it all started, and how that turned into what we know as Vault22.
Certainly. So we started off as a pure retirement planning app, trying to get young people from 35 onwards to start planning for retirement. That was a great idea, but it's not a scalable idea to a business. You look at 22/7 is a personal finance app, give people budgeting tools and insights. But how do you then translate that into a business? And this is what gave us the idea to pivot into a financial fitness platform with anchor features and product that helps people live a better financial life.
So one amazing thing about technology is that it almost democratizes investments for ordinary people. People who aren't high net worth individuals. Take, for example, solar. People can now invest in a solar panel with each part of that solar panel being part of a blockchain, and they can buy that one block. Does Vault22 make allowances for those type of investments and innovations?
Certainly, the short answer is yes. We are a platform that seeks to bring financial services products to people. What you're describing, Kieno, is called fractionalization. You take bonds, for example, which has a very high bar of entry. Only institutions invest in bonds. On average ticket is 200,000 US dollars. But how do we take a bond and break it up into pieces that people can own a piece of that dream? So the economic future becomes a lot more attainable for the average individual who wants to, get access to the financial markets.
You've just launched as a business. Are there any wins, though, in particular that you could point to at this early stage?
Certainly. The most recent win we've had is, we were thinking a lot, what would be an anchor feature to help people see their full financial picture? And it's not net worth, it's not credit score. We developed this thing called a financial fitness score. What that does is it takes all your financial holdings, it looks at your savings behavior, your spend behavior, it looks at your investments, your insurance, and it gives you a score. It's really a point of departure telling you where you are today. And once you start to plan for all these goals, you can now start to increase your financial fitness score. So we have this tagline in Vault22 called "Make wealth a process, not a privilege." And this is the journey we're on to help people live a better financial life.
While you're trying to drive financial inclusion, there are those people saying, I'm too busy trying to survive. I can't make ends meet. I can't even pay for education or put food on the table. What do you say to people like that when it comes to your product?
I will sympathize with them. However, I would say download the Vault22 app because the solution is no matter how much you have today, we give you insights on your spending behavior. If we can guide you, say maybe, spend better, buy less coffee, or eating out less, or having this trip that you can't really afford, Vault22 guides you towards that. It will help you free up cash for your day-to-day needs. So once you address your fundamentals and you start to have goals, how do we help you free up that cash to start investing in your future? And that's what we're trying to do. But that is also coupled with financial literacy or education that we have in the app. So we tell people about budgeting, we tell people about funds, we tell people about insurance. And this is why Vault22 is going to become an indispensable platform that people should be downloading.
How do you go about engaging people, especially people who, all of us actually, are emotional beings? We make most of our decisions emotionally first, that very powerful limbic system. How do you convince people to change behavior and grow this generational wealth that you want them to?
That's a great question, Kieno. The challenge most people have is, yes, there's too much information out there. People go to social media, there are a lot of YouTube channels telling people how to get rich quickly. We're not about that. We're giving people facts on their actual spending behavior. So what we tell you is unique to you. We don't generalize. But however, how the market is performing, we will tell you, but that's facts, that's available to everyone. So we just tell people, give us a try, engage, and if you don't like it, you can offload the app. But we're about helping you live a better financial life, unbiased. So we have this thing on the platform called a curated marketplace. Why is it curated? Is because we're intentional about bringing the right products to solve your challenges, not just a marketplace for anyone to sell a product. So it's about the customers first, and that's a principle that we will always follow.
Earlier we spoke of technological innovations. Artificial intelligence is nothing new. It's been around since the 70s. Only now with GPT, etc., it's become more widely used and accepted. What space is there for AI in Vault22? Could you or do you use AI to scrape publicly available data, insights about your individual customers, to in turn give them better insights?
Absolutely, Kieno. It's indispensable. Any business, no matter where you are, is going to be using AI. We're no exception. And what we do is responsible AI. How do we give you the right context in your spending behavior? We sit across a lot of transactional data, but how do we make sense of it so that it brings it home for your personal need? And that's what we do it. And how do we do it at scale? We can only achieve that with AI, and it means giving you context, but also telling you about the right products that you should be in to meet your financial goals. And that's what it's going to be. And today we see people using AI to code, right? As we grow our business, it's a great leveling a tool to level the playing field so that we can be more competitive, be more cost efficient, but also less mistakes, because technology is about that.
So you've worked for a corporate, you've made the leap, you're working as a CEO and the founder of a tech business. What advice do you have for someone sitting in corporate today? They've got the aptitude, they've got the attitude, they've got the great idea. But what advice do you have when it comes to making that leap?
I'll say it's always a leap of faith. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone. And sometimes, yes, corporate can be very comfortable. You can become complacent. It's steady. But if you're looking for the thrill of building a business, entrepreneurship is for you. However, grit is what you need to succeed in entrepreneurship. It can be lonely, but you need to surround yourself with a support system where there's family, friends, other founders that are supportive of your business and vision. But make no mistake, it should not be just an idea. It has to be an idea that is bankable or scalable into a business.
It goes without saying that building a business is both rewarding but also very frustrating. So maybe you'd like to share both sides with us, the frustrating part of growing a new business and also the rewards that emanate from the hard work that you put in.
Certainly, as an entrepreneur, there's always a lot of frustrations as you go navigate challenges. Milestones you need to achieve. You got to deliver a product. It has to be working, and customers have to fall in love with it. The second one is raising money. You have to make payroll. You've employed people. The buck stops with you. So you have to make the right decision to always make sure there's money to pay people for their hard work, but also something as simple as energizing the team to do what you need them to do is really critical to this journey. But the most important thing is listening. Listening to your investors, listening to your customers, listening to your employees, because people have great ideas. It's not a one-man show. So the ability to do all of that is not the most frustrating part, but I would say the most rewarding part. The frustrations come and go, but the big reward is when your product's out there and people are using it.
So earlier you've mentioned grit. I want you to give us more insight into the grit when it comes to your life as a founder. How has that managed to inculcate itself into your DNA?
So the story about grit is about, it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how you respond to it or how you get up. So overcoming those challenges and seeing through and be honest with yourself that, well, this is temporary, because there's never a situation that is permanent, right? We evolve as human beings, we learn, we make mistakes, but learning from that mistake is important. Grit is about listening to people. You will get feedback, negative and positive as well. Sometimes more negative than positive, but as an entrepreneur, how do you respond? And it's not personal. People are giving you feedback. How do you take that on board and transform that into something more meaningful? And that's where the grit comes from.
So a big part of Innovate Africa, Benito, are the connections that we hope to make between the people that we interview, the innovative businesses who impact lives, and potential partners or investors out there. Who are the people that you are looking to work with, both locally and internationally?
Absolutely. We love partnerships, and this is what makes our business successful. We want partners like in banks, asset managers, insurers, other fintechs like us, investors, telcos. We exist to help people live a better financial future, right? So while we're a direct-to-consumer business, we also want to be part of that whole embedded finance culture where we help banks deliver a great experience to their customers. And that's what we're about. So we're very open for business, open to collaborating, and that is what holds us together.
So Vault22, I'm not going to talk about 5 years. 5 years is a lifetime. Let's talk the next 2 to 3 years. What story do you see Vault22 telling? Where do you believe this business will be, or where are you hoping this business will be in the next 2 to 3 years?
The biggest impact we could have starting in South Africa is if we have a lot of customers that have lived a better financial future, which means taking people from a low financial fitness score to a better competitive financial fitness score, meaning they're budgeting better, they've started the investment journey, they're buying insurance, because let's face it, there's income disparity in South Africa. It's going to take policy shifts to address that. But how can we be part of that ecosystem to help people with insights, context, and providing them access to better financial products? And that's, I think, is a goal that we hope to achieve very shortly. Not in 5 years, hopefully in the next 24 months. I can name a few, but I'll focus on two things that matter. The notion that going through school or higher education is the only path to success is false, and we need to get rid of that. Because what you learn in school is about how to make decisions, how to find partners, how to collaborate. They don't teach you entrepreneurship in school these days, right? Coding, technology. But we also don't teach people about money early in their education, right? And this is what we're trying to address now. Financial literacy could start as early as primary school, but we don't teach finance until you want to specialize in finance in business school, right? So this is a challenge. So there has to be a re-architecting of this whole educational system that we've known it to be. Scores, A levels, IB, before you get into school. Does that really matter? School is where you go to learn. So why would we set a bar that only people with this certain score can go to this school? We should be better than that. So I think education needs an overhaul.
Benito, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing how the business evolves, and that's what it's all about, right? Innovative businesses that impact lives. And if you're one of those, reach out to me, Kieno at innovateafrica.news. You'll also see the email at the end of this. But next week, we will be back looking at more amazing innovators who want to make sure that Africa is a rock star place to live in.